Okay, so yesterday we discussed about basic introduction about OOP concepts. What are the various types of programming systems available, and what is OOP, features of OOPs, characteristics of OOPs, some points we learned, evolution, history of object oriented. Now in JavaScript, what you have to learn about object oriented programming in JavaScript, how to deal with that. So in JavaScript, oops, first important, you need to know about modules. Modules in JavaScript. So in JavaScript, the first important, the major thing is modules. Actually, what is module? Technically, module is a set of functions, values, and classes. Module is a set of functions, values, and classes. That means some group of functions, values, and classes together we call as a module. So generally, what is the main purpose of module is modules are used to build library for application. Build library for application. Modules are used to build library for application. So you can import and implement the library. You can import and implement the library in your project. You can import and implement the library in your project. So JavaScript based technologies library is built by using modules. So that means we want some set of functions to use in various locations. Actually, simple concept I will explain here. Suppose we have an application. This is application 1. So this is application 2. That means several applications are present. Now in this application, so every application, in every application, some same type of work need to be done. That means I want to do some similar type of work in both applications. Then what we do is we can build a library. So this library contains collection of all the, actually library contains, every library contains modules. Library contains modules, and every module contains, so it contains values, it contains functions, it contains classes, All these are kept in the modules. What is advantage of this now? Wherever you want, you can simply import this module in the application. You can import this module in application and you can use in that application. So you can just import this module in the application and use in that application. So clean separation. Two issues we will address here. One is reusability. We don't need to build for every application. Second one, clean separation. That application will not have integrated library. Library will be independent so that it can be used in any another application also. Easy extensibility. That means whenever you make changes in library, it will affect all applications wherever it is being used. Extending the logic and separation, reusability, all these type of issues are addressed by using this technique. So in JavaScript based technologies, anywhere, Angular, React, Vue, Knockout.js, Backbone.js, any technology, Node.js, anywhere, server side, client side, any technology, JavaScript based means library is in modules. Library is built by using modules. So if you have to achieve reusability, separation, maintainability, extensibility, then you have to build a library for that. And to build libraries, we need modules. Actually, this concept of module systems is very common in projects. Later, I will give you a scenario on projects. For example, suppose let's go to IEEE Explore. IEEE Explore. Actually, this is official website of IEEE. Official website of IEEE. That means academic students do projects, IEEE projects. This is official IEEE community. That means you are a graduate and you are related to electronics, computer technologies and all. Then your college will ask you to do an IEEE project. So at the end of your graduation, finally you have to do an IEEE project. What is an IEEE project? IEEE is World Engineering Community. Engineers community. IEEE is the world's engineers community. And this is not a free community. You have to become a member by paying money to it. It's an official engineers community and a lot of projects follow the standards of IEEE. In IEEE, so many people will be there. Scholars, professors, general freshers, everybody will be in this community. Actually, when you are doing your graduation, PG, your college will ask you to do an IEEE project. Any domain, it is embedded systems or it is computer sciences, anything, they will ask you to do an IEEE project. What is, why they ask to do an IEEE project? So why they ask to do an IEEE project? The concept is very simple actually. Means why they ask IEEE project, because suppose you are a PG student, that means you are doing your some MCA. So you are doing some BTech, right? BTech or MCA you are doing, or MSc computers or something. By the end of your academic career, you need to do one project and submit to the college. And do you know what should be that project? How that project should be? Why they ask IEEE project? Because What a student have to do is, student have to do research on existing system. Student have to do actual project conditions. I am telling, student have to do research on existing system. Existing system means already projects are there. Suppose supermarket people, they are using a supermarket software. Medical stores are using a medical store application in their computers for billing, medicines availability and all. Now a student graduate means a student have to do research on existing system, and after doing research he must identify the gaps, or he must identify the gaps, or he must suggest new features to existing application. That means what a graduate should do is, he should do some research on existing technology, and he should identify, are there any problems in this, still are there any problems in this, or do we can make this more better than what it is. To make this more better, what you are suggesting new things into it. For example, suppose I will give you a general example. Suppose a electronic student is doing some research on traffic signals. Traffic signals use a software. That software will automatically flip the timer, and a yellow light, green light, red light. Person will not operate. A software is kept inside it, which will switch between timings. 3 minute, 1 minute, one side, other side, another 2 minutes, like that. It will change lights, switch off, switch on, turn green to red, red to yellow, all such things. A software is maintained for that. Now an electronic student is doing some research on that software, means on that software already it is being used. Now extra what he can provide, extra what he can provide to that, already it is there, traffic signals. Will you give any extra ideas on that? Do you have any extra idea on, already that system is there, on that any new suggestions you can give to them to do like this, it will be better. Pedestrians also is there, it will show signals for pedestrians also, like you have to go now, you have to stop now, that's also there. Anything else which is not there, and it may be good for people who are at signals? This is the reason why your college says that go to Hyderabad, purchase a project and come, because you can't think, you don't have that ability, right? You are 4 years graduate engineer, and you don't have a capacity to think and do research on such concepts. Then how you will do your project? Your HOD knows your capacity and your caliber. That's the reason he says that go to Hyderabad, join institute, purchase a project. They will copy a CD and give to you, bring it and throw on my face. And you haven't done project, you purchase projects. People purchase now, that is a business these days, right? You come here, purchase project and go. And do you know what you learn here? Means people, what they learn here, they learn how to run project. So project execution, that is a topic. They will say that Sir, show me how to execute this project. I have to show to my HOD. That means now a person will sit and explain, this is how this project works. This is how it runs. Give me 2000 rupees, your project finished. That's how graduates are doing project these days. So everybody does in the same way in general. But actually what they have to do, this work they have to do. That means they have to do research. They have to identify the gaps, give the suggestions. Not only that, after giving the suggestions, what they have to do is now they have to build a new application with given suggestions. What suggestions they given, that's not ended with those suggestions. With those suggestions, they have to build an application. What suggestions they given, with those suggestions, they have to build an application. Build an application that is called academic project. That is called academic project. Academic project means a project which is an existing system. To that existing system, you have to provide some new features. That becomes a college academic project. And just now I told you that, see, signals are there. For example, just general thing. Suppose at traffic signals, we put some iron bars from the ground level. And when red light is on and you push those bars up so that nobody can go further. Already it is there in parking systems. In other countries, you have that type of systems. That means when red light comes, that means at parking systems, you see automatically some bars will rise from the bottom and they will avoid people going forward. Of course, you have to think about all the consequences for that, but that's a new thing that is not there, and that may be good. That may be good. So that means, so the point here, not only that, sometimes you see in some areas it is there. So when you stay at a traffic signal, then it will show you information about how much current sound pollution is, how much current air pollution is, current situation at the time you stayed there. All such points, all such options. So for example, there is a camera, you crossed the line and it takes a photo immediately. These kind of suggestions we need to give and build an application. So this is difficult to do research and develop an application and build everything. So what happens is, we have a community, IEEE community. This community has lot of scholars, professors, very expert engineers. These people already do research on different topics. They do research. After doing research, they will design a base paper. They will design a base paper for a project. And all those base papers are uploaded into this community. What engineering student or PG student can do is come to this website, become a member. They have to become a member because it's not free. They have to become a member of engineers community, and they can search for which domain they are looking for project. That project related research papers will come. You can download them. You can read the research papers, the research done by experts. And by after reading that, according to that, you can build application. That also people can't do. That is the reason what computer training institutes do. They appoint some developers. Those developers are the members of this community. They get the research papers. By reading the research papers, they build projects. After building projects, they will keep all the dump with them. And when you come and ask, I want academic project, then they will say that these projects we already have, we built them. So choose any one, and you choose one project. Then he will copy that code that he built and he will explain what it is, how it works. Actually, you have to build it, but you are just doing all this. You are doing all this because somebody has done it for you, done it for you. Now, why we are discussing all this? Because every project comprises of modules. Let's search for any project. See, let's go to IEEE community. Here we will search for a project. Suppose I will search for smart shop shopping related projects. See, it's a very huge community. That means all domain related projects are available here. Projects means not source code. Project research papers will be available here. And you see smart shop, so many projects are there. Let's take one smart shop here. Yeah, this is iShop. This is iShop smart shopping project. It is for computer science engineering people. Now I will select this. I will select this. And you see, this is the project. This is the project. Usually project will have an abstract and everything. And you will see they will give a project abstract. So this is project abstract. In that, what technologies are used, what concept is used for building the application, they give that information here. But rest of sign in to continue reading, that is just highlight. That means a lot of information is present about research paper, which a developer need to read everything, including diagrams, UML diagrams, flow diagrams, everything is present inside it. So it is not free. You have to purchase and you have to become a member in this community. But what we will do is, without becoming a member in this community, we can hack this document. I will copy this document number, DOI number. Let's hack this without becoming a member. We can hack it. SCI hub is there. And in this, in this I am pasting that document number. This is not legal. So we are just hacking that document number and we are trying to fetch the document and we got the document here. You see, this is the project documentation. This is the project documentation. That means this is entire project documentation. In this, all information about project is present. Now, as a developer, first thing you see, they defined here modules implementation. That means every project contains a set of modules which you have to implement. A software developer should know that any application he is building, it is a combination of modules. It's a combination of modules. Any application you are building, it's a combination of modules. So for example, you see Amazon shopping. In that, what are the modules available? The modules available in Amazon shopping, we have, let's open Amazon. So this is Amazon shopping or any banking related anything. Suppose HDFC Bank. So for example, this is HDFC Bank. In this application, what modules are available? They have, you can see at the top itself, they have personal banking module, NRI banking module, SME module, wholesale module, agri module. These are modules. Every module have its own pages, its own functionality. That means this NRI module is only for NRI people. So they have separate login, they have separate registration form, they have separate functionalities, but all belongs to HDFC project only. But modules are different. One module is for personal banking, another for NRI, another for agri. So agri is all government based schemes. Government schemes are kept under this agri concept actually. So the point here is every module, everything is not kept at one place. It is confusion. That means you keep all functionalities in one location, then user will be confused. We want clean separation because as a personal banker, I don't need NRI module. I don't need the options provided to NRI. I don't need the options provided for government schemes. So if I want, I will go into that module. That means every application is built with such modules. So applications are very high level. See, in this shopping project, they say that in the shopping project, they say that we have 9 modules. And they give a sample project also. You see, they given a sample, you open it. Actually, this is the sample shopping site design. They given a sample demo functionality also. Now, as a student, if you are building the project, you have to build in this way. That means they given preview also, sample also. Now, what you have to do is with your technologies, whatever you learned, you have to build in this way. Or you can build more better than this way. If you learned HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, you can build more better than in this way, but functionality should be same. Functionality should be same. That means when user selects a category, the category related products will come. When user selects a product, the product details will come. And when user clicks add to cart, that add to cart will add to the cart. Already a little bit of this we done in our examples, right? But actually this real world project is, it will have database coming from database. So request is managed by server side technologies, all integration. So what we will do is in full stack project, means by the end of our course, we will try to build this project. That means you will get an idea of IEEE project. That means we will try to build this application. It's an IEEE standard project with our end-to-end technologies. That means front end, we can design more better than this, na? Am I right? We can design more better than this because we have learned more, lot of CSS, Bootstrap. We can design more better than this screen. Only the point is back-end functionality we have to achieve. Now, here the concept is, what is a module system here? A module keeps all the related functionality at one place so that it is cleanly separated from others. What is advantage of that? That module system you can use anywhere you want, anywhere you can't. So for example, so here the point is, suppose I am searching for baby products. In that we have Milo. So I click on Milo, it gets that Milo. That result came in which order? I went to categories. In the categories, I selected a product. But see here, I can go to quick find. Here I will search for Milo and click on search button. That same result should come. That means the same is again coming, but from different search patterns, different locations. That means it's a module that comes so with different functionalities, different features. That means that is the result of same result, but handled from various locations. Then we will not design every time. We will design a module and we will reuse that module. And for a project, in order to build a module, especially if it is JavaScript based, you should know a very important point that if it is JavaScript based, so that's what I said. So modules are used for building library. So you can import and implement the library. What they will achieve? Modules provide reusability, maintainability, testability, reusability, maintainability, testability, extensibility, and separation. A module provides all these things. And very important to use modules in a project. To use modules in a project, you need a module system working in PC, means in your machine. To use modules in a project, you need a module system working in PC. That means generally your computers don't have module systems ready. If there are no module systems ready, then you cannot use modules in any technology. If you want to use modules, then there must be a module system installed in your computer. There must be a module system installed in your computer. Actually, there are various module systems. Like we have various module systems like CommonJS, like AMD, asynchronous module distribution, UMD, universal module distribution, CommonJS, AMD, UMD, these are the module systems. So there are various module systems like CommonJS, AMD, UMD, these are all module systems. If you don't have these module systems installed in your applications, they will not work. So actually, in our PC, they will work because in our computer, to start with project design, if you remembered, we installed Node.js, am I right? We installed Node.js. Actually, Node.js provides a module system called UMD. Node.js provides a module system called UMD. So you already have a module system in your PC. Because you installed already Node.js, you are using npm package manager. Once you install Node.js requires a module system. It will install it automatically. That means Node.js is installed on your PC, means your PC is ready to use a module system. Means it is ready. Otherwise, in your computers, these module systems will not work. So we don't need to worry because it's already working. It's already there. Module systems are there. Just we have to start using it. Let's see. Actually, module concept here is technically the module concept here. See, let's go to our project. Let's go to the project here. Yeah. Now to build a library required for the project here, we will do one thing. So here I will create a separate folder called library. I am creating a separate folder called library. And JavaScript reusable code means it is maintained in .js file. Already we know that. That means if you want some code separately kept and use in various locations, it must be in a separate JavaScript file. So that means we will add a file. Any name you can give for the file. Suppose I am giving as product module. Any name you can give product module, but it should have extension .js. So now this is, you can see, this is actually, you don't need to give the word module. I'm just reasonably giving the name. You can give any name. Now remember, inside this, we have a function called details. We have a function called details. And what it is doing, for example, just I will give a function called hello, or say, details. I will just return a string here. I'm just returning a string product details. I'm just returning product details. That's only the point I'm writing here. Now, inside this JavaScript file, you can have variables, we can have functions, we can have classes. Classes we will see now. Now, you should know that this function is written in a JavaScript file. This JavaScript file is called module. That means this entire file scope is module. And what is the name of module? The name of module is that file name. File name is used as module name. That means the file name is module name. So what is the module name? Product module. The JavaScript file name will be used as module name. Okay, now how to use this module in any project? And very important, any function, any variable, any class that you declared in a module is accessible only in that module, is not accessible outside. That means now this details is not accessible outside. It is accessible only inside this file. Then to make it accessible outside this file, we have to mark this as export. In a module system, any member that you declared in a module is accessible only in that module. But if you want to use this module in some other file, then the functions, the values are not accessible in another location. To make them accessible and use in another location, you have to mark it as export. Export allows to export this function outside the module so that any another file can import and use it. Another file can import and use it. So here you see, this is fine. So we defined, I will go to JavaScript folder and I will create a new file. So as some module, or say shopping project. So project.html. In this HTML file, so we have doc type, HTML, head, title, so module system. Okay. Now in this HTML file, I want to use that library that is built separately. Then I have to import that script file. Generally, how do we import script file? Script source is equal to, it is present in which location? It is present in library module.js. So it is configured here. But the key point is we are importing that file. That means whatever the file contains, you can access here. Earlier and now difference is, earlier, what is the type of this script? Earlier, the type of this script is type is equal to text slash JavaScript, but not now. So the type for this is, module. The type for this is module. The script type is module type. That means when we use script type as JavaScript, we use script type as JavaScript if it is directly having some functions and functionalities working without any module system. If you are developing a library with a module system and we want to use this as module, not as a script file, we built it as a library, so we want to use it as a module, not as a script file. If you want to use as a module, then you have to mention the type as module. Now, once you got that module, and now you have to use that in another script, we have to use this. See, there are so many techniques. I will tell you level by level. We will discuss so many things. Now we have to use that here. Then what is present in this module? That means what type module indicates? Type module indicates that from this file, import only which are marked as export. Only which are marked as export. We have to import. So that means we have to import. We have to import. What to import and from where to import? We have to import from product module. From product module. So product module is present in this file. We have to import product module. That is the file name. So we have to import from product module. What is the file name? JS. Suppose I am just giving like JS. And from there, which one to import? Which is marked to export. That means in that module, who is marked to export? So there is a function called details. This details is marked to export. That means this details function is now imported. And after importing, now we can access and use the details. That means here we can just access the details function. That's it. So that is how the mechanism works. What is advantage? I want that details function so many projects. You can use in any project you want. You have to just import that library and use that. That means similar type of functionality is required across pages. That's okay. We have JS files and we can use them. But we need across projects with implementation also. Implementation means I don't want to use it exactly like that. Later, I want to change according to my requirements. That means some functionality is ready, available. Along with that functionality, I want to do some changes and apply. In that case, this kind of mechanism is followed. This is still not completed. We have to do a lot of work because this is printing now. This is printing. When to print? That is details is printing a message na. When to print? On load, on click, on change. Functions and everything are imported. That means usually what we do, we imported this. For example, so we are defining document.write. What it should do? Details. Details is a function which is returning a string. It is importing and it is printing it. That's the basic approach of module systems. So a lot of work is there. Here so many points are there. It's not done. In this again, several techniques are there. I will show you. Let's see step by step first. Node.js provides a module system called UMD. So JavaScript can use the existing module system and implement in your application. So here, what are the steps? That means the steps. First point is, so you have to create a module. You have to create a module. So which is a JavaScript file with a set of functions, classes. What are classes? You will learn later. Classes and variables. JavaScript file, functions, classes, variables. You have to do them. Second point, you have to mark the members. You have to mark the members with export. You have to mark the members with export. So only exported members are can be imported. Only exported members can be imported. Syntactically, export function name like this. Later you will learn about classes. Next, you have to import the module and members of module in any page. In any page. So for that we have to do like this: import member from module file path. Module file path. Module file path. Yeah, and you can implement the member. Next, you can implement the member at same location or in any another script source. Right. So these are the steps we need to configure. As of now, if there is only module, directly in the module, you can configure everything. And very important note is the script type for module system system must be defined as module. The script type must be defined as module. Script type is equal to module. That's how we need to define. Yeah, these are the basic things. We can follow, we can use in various techniques also. Means actually a module is not directly used in JavaScript HTML file every time. Sometimes what we do is we build one module, we will import that module in another module, and that module we will use in the application like that. So much hierarchy will be there, you will see that. Initially, the example, let's keep this example in a better way here. See, remove this. Already we have a function called product module. In that, see here, suppose I am creating a constant, some details, or say message is equal to some product details. Product details means I am just showing you that a module contains so many things, not only a function. I will print that message like this. We have some variables, we have some functions configured and defined. Now let's go to the project. Now in this, we want to use it. Suppose in the body section, so I have a document here, a heading here, align equal to center. In that, I want to display that message coming from module. Then what is the script here? Script type is equal to module. Here directly you can import inside it. So import, what is the member to import from? Import from // so we have library / in that, what is it? Product module.js. Import from, so import details from that particular location. Details from that particular location. Details from that location. Once you imported, now I want to present that result in that heading, document.query selector, what heading 1 dot inner HTML. We will print whatever present in the details method. Because details method is returning a string, we want to display that. So this is the basic configuration we defined there, and we are specifying, and it will get that and it will display. Now in the HTML page, we are directly accessing the module and we are configuring it. That's simple approach. That means we built a module. The module contains a function we are importing, and there can be several functions. For example, suppose we have a function, and this function, another function is there, export. So function, suppose I defined as description, something like this, description, or this I will make as details, and previous one I will make it as title. Title is presenting the title, and title is presenting the title. We will import this title here. Title we will import there, and the title we will return here. Title is returning the title. So initially that is working fine. Title is returning the title. Now in this, another function is there, details, which is returning some product details. That means, so it is returning it is returning an object. Object have some name, so like some TV. It is having some price, like some price. Okay, it is returning an object. That means now details is of what type? Details is an object type. With the name and price, it is an object type. So we will go to this location now. How to import details also? To import details, so we have to just put here a comma and details like this. All are present in one module and all are imported in this way. There is another important. Generally, when there are so many members inside a module, then we want one module member to automatically load. Other module members will load when they are requested and they are used. If you want any member to automatically load, then we mark it as default. Default indicates that this function will be automatically loaded into memory whenever the function module called. That means it keeps this function ready to use. Of course, even if it is ready to use, you have to import and use it, but it is directly loaded into memory. It is directly loaded into memory, and every module can have only one default function, only one default member. That means you cannot have another default. A module can contain only one default member, which is by default used by the module. If you don't want any default, you can leave it. That's what we are doing currently. We are leaving it. So, but if I make default, only one can be default. Anyone can be default. But when you make anything default, here while importing, default members cannot be written in this curly brace. Default members cannot be written in this curly brace. So the title is invalid. This is invalid. You see now here, it's not working. Let's observe the inspect. In the inspect, go to console and see the problem, what it is. It says that, the requested module does not provide an exported name title. But title is exported only. Title is exported only, but it is default. If it is default, then you cannot write in this curly brace. You have to write like this. You have to write like this. For example, currently I am not using details, then only title is written like this. The member is written in a curly brace only when it is export. A member is written directly if it is default, and there can be only one default. That means you cannot have both defaults. It is invalid. It is invalid. It cannot have. There can be only one default that you can put without this curly brace. That means now it's working fine. It is working fine. If you put a curly brace for this, it will not work. So now we are not putting the curly brace for that. Then how to write the second one? Second one is what? Details. Then you cannot write details like that. You put a curly brace now, and here we can put details. Why? Because details is not marked as default. Can you mark this also default? No, not possible. So every method, that means every module, this I will give as a point, right? Every module can have a default member to export, can have a default member to export. So export default function and name, like this we write. So the default member is directly imported. That means import. So here name from and path, like this we define. Example I will give you now. So we directly define the default member. So if it is not marked as default, import name from path. This generally we do if not default. If not default. And very important is every module can have only one default. Every module can have only one default. You cannot have multiple defaults. Only one default can be there in a module. So here now, so we have a project and we have a paragraph and we have document dot query selector p dot inner html details dot, it's an object. Details is an object type, so details dot name. So suppose I put like a expression, so name is equal to, so details dot name, and in the next line price is equal to details dot price. Actually details is an object, the function returns an object. That's how we need to configure. That means it should print the details like this. So that's an object, we are accessing it and we are displaying. Now very important is here, suppose I am using here a local variable. I am using a local variable like, suppose we have a constant and this is an object. What type? Product. Into that we will pass that details. Actually this is a destructing technique. Already we learned about destructing array. Array members can be destructed. How destructing array will happen? Constant a comma b comma c is equal to array name. Am I right? Like that array destruction happens. Similarly object destruction also can happen. That means now the members of this details object, that's an object actually, it is destructed and kept in product. That means here I am writing, so product dot name, I am just printing product dot name, so that through destructing technique it can get. But here, so current situation is not matching for that, because it says that So there is no properties defined for name. So later we will use all those points. That means how we can collect this, store in a local reference, use it with text boxes and all. We will see that here. So another point you should know is these are all consequences you will see. As of now, we don't need this directly. We access that function. What is it? Details. That means here we are directly configuring details. So that is a name printed as details dot name. Later we will see the destructing. In the next line, price is equal to, what is it? Details dot price. One more important thing you should know is when you are using module system, here when you write a function, export function some print, you cannot write like this, document dot write welcome. This is wrong in module system. Module system can contain only functionality that returns some value. It cannot have any DOM manipulations. It cannot have any DOM manipulations. It cannot have any DOM manipulations or any kind of DOM interactions. Because how you can have, it's a separate module. What is intention of this module? To import and use in another page. So without knowing what the page will have, how you will write DOM manipulation? Because until or unless you go and design the page, you don't know what is there in the page. So module should contain only library. Who is this? Venu Gopal. Is what is this? Right. Now the point here is, technically the concept here is, a library is built with module, and library should contain only the functionality that returns the result, but not any DOM manipulations. Those DOM manipulations you do in your HTML page, right? Here only library. You are using module for building library. That means functions and what they should return. What should they return? Actually, it's not good to write like this also. Not good to write like this also, because actually what we do, we don't put any standard values. Those values depend on situation. That means what we do when we build library details, we put here parameters, name and price. That name parameter is applied here, and that price parameter is applied here. This is right way of building library. In a library, you cannot put constant values. That means here, there is a constant here. You see now, I am removing this. This title contains a message. This is how we have to build library. That is the right way. In a library, you should never keep any constant information until or unless the same constant is required everywhere. Everywhere you want the same thing, then you write it. Otherwise, your library should be in such a way that it should be available for further implementations. That means now how to use this, I hope you know now. It's not undefined, because you know that when you are passing title, what is the title? Product details. That is the message passed into it. And when you are calling this details, right, into the details function, you have to pass the product information. That means it contains two parameters. One is name, so that is Samsung TV. Another one is price, so price is some number. Currently it is printing only the name. The same I have to pass into another. So same I have to pass into another, some Samsung TV and price. But this is difficult now. That is the reason I told you we use destruction technique. Understood? This is difficult. Everywhere when you call that object, put that reference is difficult. That is the reason we use destruction techniques and create one object which can destroy that and deconstruct that and put the properties separately so that we can use. So here in module systems, these are very important things to understand. That means here one more important point is you cannot define directly constant values. You cannot define directly constant values. You cannot define directly constant values in a module if you want further implementation. If you want further implementation, you cannot define direct constant value in module if you want further implementation. So always use formal declarations. Formal declarations means they just contain memory which can accept a value. Formal parameters, I told you, if you remembered. That is the process. So example how to do, this is the example. So example is this. First step, what we had done, add a new folder. I added a folder called library. Then add a new file into folder. So the file name is product module.js. In that product module.js, I am copying this code. This is just for the notes I will give here. This is the code. And next, add a new HTML file, some project.html. In that we have to import and use this. This is entire HTML code. We have to import and use. That's the code I will post into classroom. So this is an example of how you build a module, how you configure the module, how to import the module, how to use it. You can have multiple modules. Every module, you can import multiple modules. You can import multiple members. Currently, we are having only one module. There can be multiple modules. For example, that means what we can have here. I am adding in the library. I'm adding another file, category module.js. In that we have export default function. So get category is the function, and it should return some category name. That means here I will give as some category name, and it should return that category name. That's just a function, and I want to use this also here. That means your HTML file can import multiple modules. That means you have to just write another import. This time it is marked as default. That means, so what is the name? Get category. So get category from, so the library in that, what is it? Category module.js. that we have to import. And whenever you want to present it, that means here we have to access in the next line, category is equal to, this will come from get category and the category name. So category name is some electronics. That's how we are presenting. There can be multiple modules in a file. You can import multiple modules, you can configure multiple modules and use them. So this is the module system used in any JavaScript based technology. But some technologies have a different module systems. Currently we are talking about the module system called UMD, which is available with Node.js. Node.js also have a module system called require.js. Require.js is a module system. Actually, some JavaScript based technologies which are using different module system, they import like this. They import like this. So where, so category is equal to, they use require from which module. So require from library slash category module dot js. Like this they import. That means they have to configure the module and define that module in this way. They can configure and define the module in this way. That depends on module system. Depends on module system. Everybody will not do in the same way. I told you that there are various module systems. Every module system have a different technique of importing. Configuring same, designing same, but importing and using will change. This type of module system you will come across while learning server side technology. When you are learning server side technology, you will come across with that module system. As of now, not required. As of now, UMD systems, you can just simply use import method. Right? Later in Node.js, like server side technologies, JavaScript based, you have to use that require, not import, because their modules are built with that module system. You should know which module system is used for building the project. That's very important as a developer. Where that information is present, that information is present in configuration files. Configuration files means where, what is our configuration file? What is our configuration file in our project? What is the configuration file of our project? The configuration file for our project is package.json. You remember that is the configuration file. In this configuration file, there are dependencies and information available. Actually, in that package.json, these are all details, package name, and it will get the information. Every detail information is present actually. This is information about every package you are using. Actually, here we can also define a module system to use. Which module system to use? That means we will tell which module system to use. Is it common JS? That means what module system? Common JS module system. Or is it require JS module system? Is it UMD module system? We define like that. Then your project will start using that module system. So, but as of now, because it is Node.js already having an inbuilt module system and it is using, we don't need to configure this. So later, when you are using technologies which are using JavaScript based environment, they will use this mechanism. I will show you one point here. Let's create here a simple file here. I will show you. Later stage you will learn about it, but I will just show you here. See, I am running a command tsc hyphen, so tsc init. This is tsc init. That is the command I am running. And so init command, it is done. You see, there is another file created called tsconfig.json. I just created some other language which uses JavaScript. I just installed some other language which uses JavaScript. Language is TypeScript. TypeScript uses JavaScript. And you see here, this is the file it created, and it says that it is using module common.js. This is important. Any JavaScript based technology should know which module system of JavaScript it is using. That we write actually, we have to write for that. So this kind of configurations you will come across later when you are learning Node.js, Angular, React like technologies. This knowledge is mandatory. Many people, because once we start dealing with advanced technologies, many people come with this point that I learned JavaScript, but I haven't learned module systems correctly. That's not good for future technologies. Advanced technologies, module system, you must be perfect in this topic, because this is the core area of building a library. So we learned one basic concept here in our JavaScript concepts. What is a module? How to configure the module, how to export, and how to import. Inside the module, currently we were using only variables and functions, but actually module can contain not only variables and functions. We have classes. Class in object-oriented programming. So a module is not just a combination of functions and values. It can contain class. Technically, what is a class? In computer programming, class is a program template. Class is a program template. Technically, we call it as a program template. Many times when you have learned about object-oriented programming in various frames, you might have heard the definition that people saying class is a blueprint, class is a model, class is an entity. So, but above all, class is a program template. Is a program template. What is meant by program template? Template means in computing technologies, a template means it comprises of some sample design and logic. That sample design and logic we can implement and customize according to our requirements. For example, suppose already in Bootstrap we learned that. Suppose we have MS Word. In MS Word, if I want to prepare a resume, then we have a resume template. I hope you people know. We have a resume template. In MS Excel, you have an invoice template. You have invoice templates. Suppose I want to prepare a resume, or I want to prepare, suppose Excel. This is Excel. I want to prepare an invoice. You don't need to design invoice. You can just go and select new, and you can choose a template, and the template is some sales report or invoice, bill statement, loan, some template. I hope these are others. I need to download. Invoices are there? No, we have to install. Already installed template is there. Let's take. You see, there is a template. Loan calculator template is there. This is a template. This is a template. you don't need to design. Ready-made, everything is there. Just change your company name, change your details, and customize according to your requirement. A template contains predefined design, predefined functionality. Loan amount, I entered some 5 lakhs or something, and interest rate 12. Loan periods some 3 in years. Number of payments some per year is some 5, and the start date of loan, so is date is some 05, so some 01 and 2022, and it will get all the details. That means every period how much amount you have to pay, it will show. This is a ready-made template we have in Excel. So what is point about template? That means it contains sample logic, it contains sample design, but we don't use everything exactly in the same way, because I don't want dollar symbol. I want to change it to Indian currency. I want to change the decimal places. I want to change the loan number of periods not required. Only loan amount they will enter, and the interest rate they will enter. Rest of things it should calculate. That means we will take the idea and customize according to our requirement. Class is like that. A class contains sample data and logic which you can implement and customize according to your requirement. So technically a class comprises of sample data and logic which you can implement and customize according to the requirements. You can implement and customize according to the requirements. That is the main intention of class. That is the reason I will tell you so many technical points here which are very important. So here, that is the concept of class. Actually, class is a template. That means anything in class must be anything in class must be allowed to customize, allowed to modify. That means everything in class must be mutable. That means mutable means you can change. Immutable means you cannot change. A class can contain mutable members or immutable members. A template means it should allow to change. That means a class can contain only mutable members. That is the reason in interviews they ask the question like, for example, you have a class, means just rough point here. Suppose you are having a class. Suppose I am adding a new file, HTML. Suppose we are having a class. So roughly, later you will learn detail point, class name here. Many times in interviews they ask this question: can I have a variable in class? You cannot have a variable in class. Variable can be outside the class. It cannot be inside the class. Can we have a function in a variable? No, you cannot have a function in a class. You cannot have a function in a class. That means a class cannot have a variable and class cannot have a function. Why? Why we cannot have a variable and function in a class? This is a general question. Very common question for freshers in interviews. Because the concept is simple. Class is a template and variables are immutable, functions are immutable. Variables and functions are immutable. So you cannot use them in a class. Then how to store data in a class? Instead of variable, we store data in a class in properties. How to store functionality in a class? We do that by using methods, not functions. That means class contains methods and properties. Lot of other things also present. But if anybody asks why we can't have a variable in a class, because class is template, it should have only mutable members, and variable is immutable. Variable, why it is immutable? Immutable means, suppose x equal to 10. I want people who have admin role, they can only change x value. Others cannot change. That means this x should change its behavior. For one person, it should allow to set value. For another person, it should not allow to set value. How? It can't change. That is the reason it is not possible to have a variable. Variables cannot change their behavior. Variables can change value, but they cannot change their behavior. So a class must have the members which can change their behavior. Properties can change behavior. Now the property X, you can design in such a way that for few members it will allow to set value. For few members it will allow to read value. For few members it will not allow to read value. It will not allow to set value. Even you can't read the value of X. That means that value is made invisible to the people who are not authorized. That can be done for a property, but that cannot be done for a variable. That's the reason variable cannot be inside a class. Function also cannot be inside a class. So class can contain only what kind of members? It can contain only mutable members. Members I will tell you. But why we discussed this point? Because class is a template. Its intention is to define the data and logic which can be customized according to requirement. Then why people call class as model or class as blueprint? Because when you learn Java, .NET, C++ and all, generally your trainer have an general point to tell that class is a model, class is a blueprint. Those all answers are correct. They are correct only. That means class is a blueprint, class is a model, class is an entity, all are correct. But above all, class is a template. After template, it can work as a blueprint, it can work as an entity, or it can work as a model. It can work as a model. I will tell you the situations actually. So later you will go into the situations. For example, suppose you have data and you have business requirements. Business requirements. So according to business requirements, our data is designed. Now what we are doing is we are designing a class. This class is directly mapping to the data. It is directly mapping to the data to work with the data. Then in that case, it is called as a model. But our class is designed in such a way that it is not mapping to the data, it is mapping to business requirements. It is mapping to business requirements, not to the data. In this situation, our class is called as an entity. That means, is class entity? Yes. Is class model? Yes. Is class always model? No. That is the reason if you say class is a model, class is a blueprint, these are wrong every time. Because class is a model, okay. Class is a blueprint, okay, but not every time. Class is a template every time. So that is the primary answer. Others, situation wise. That means class is a blueprint, class is a model, class is an entity, but not every time. but class is a template every time. So the correct definition of class is it is a program template. Then why it is called model or blueprint or entity? When it is called model, blueprint, entity, these things we have to know. That we'll see tomorrow, right? In tomorrow's session, we will detailedly discuss about these classes so that now we can use them in our project. That means now we will see some examples designed with OOPS concept. How they make the OOP concept makes more better performance now. How they can give more functionality, that we will see how to implement this OOP concept in our examples. Tomorrow we'll continue, right? Yeah.